Hi, my name is Dave Berry, a senior full stack developer, and today I wanted to show a component I've been working on, a layout manager using Vue TypeScript Vuetify, just for presentation. So the first demo is uniform random sized elements. So this is just to get items onto the screen so we can start development using this test harness. If we press randomize, it creates different sized elements so we can initially test that everything's working. So at the top we'll see the toolbar, which enables us to control the parameters going into the layout engine. So we've got column alignment, row alignment, which layout manager we're going to use, padding for the container. We've got panels that pop in from the left and right. So this is to simulate controls being resized on your page without the actual page being resized. We can control the individual padding around elements, and then just a nice little randomize button. So the second demo we have is a random sized elements, much like the first, except each element is a different size. So this tests the layout calculations a little bit more. It's got to understand how many items can fit on a row, and it also allows us to test the alignment functions. So we can align to the top, bottom, center. We can align the columns left, center, spaced, and spaced, filling up the entire area. This also allows us now to test the Flex Grid layout manager, which we're using now, or a more strict grid layout manager, which makes sure that each row has the same amount of columns. We can demonstrate that this still works with the slidey in-out panels. And then we can also start testing the padding around items. So if we had 50 pixels around every item, there you can see them all spaced out. All right, let's try the next demo. The next demo allows us to resize the contents of any of these elements and see how the layout manager reacts. So here we go. We start making this element wider, and as we see, things bob about the screen, resizing, animated. Very nice. Let's reduce the margins back to something more sensible. As you can see, everything's reacting nicely. Let's increase the height of this, and then we can see we can align items, still works. Make this wider. And as you can see, if we were trying to test this inside a real application, we would probably find it quite difficult. But using a test harness, we can just keep manipulating all these variables very, very quickly. Well, let's give it a nice So we have demo 4, which is getting a bit more interesting. So now we've got images in a list. This starts to introduce sorting the data inside the data provider, and the layout manager reacting to that change. Here we go. So we can sort from narrow to wide, from wide to narrow. Let's go back to category. And we can also filter out products. And you see the layout manager is reacting to replace everything where it should be. And again, this reacts nicely to the panels. We can align still. Reduce the padding to the edges. pack things tight together. And everything is happening very nicely. And the layout manager is doing all this work for us. And you see we've got quite a nice front end going on. So our last demo is more typical of a real life application. So what we're simulating here is a Kanban board. So we've got 20 tasks. Each one's assigned a person, priority, its current status. Here they're all just in a grid. But let's say we want to view things by their current status. You can see all the cards rearrange. So that happens just by providing a different layout manager. The data source hasn't changed. The UI hasn't changed. It's just the layout managers reposition the cards. If we change to a different layout manager, so this organizes it by priority, and again, nothing else changed other than layout manager or assigned to. And this also allows you to view the same data in different ways. So here we can see very clearly that John is doing a lot of work and he's got a lot of tickets. So let's unassign some. You see Lucy's just getting away with one. But let's have a look by priority. So we can see everybody's doing medium tickets, but there's lots of high tickets around. So let's move let's move Peter onto some more high priority tickets. There we go. Let's give one to John, and then let's look by who's assigned to what. So yeah, Peter's got high priority one. Still got medium priorities, and we say that's not needed yet, so let's unassign that. John's got some, let's unassign that one. Lucy has just got a medium, so we want to give her some high priority work. Let's filter everything to high. There we go. And then Lucy can have some more work. There we go. So just changing the layouts enables us to view the data in a way that's easier to manage. See? So let's say we're just interested in John and Lucy, medium and high work, so they're doing quite well. There we go. The layout manager is split into several components. We have 3 distinct components that work behind the scenes. There is a data provider, which manages the data that will be presented. We have layout settings, which manages the configuration, such things as margin, padding, alignment, anything that provides an input to the actual layout manager, and then work out and then calculates the position of each item that will be displayed on the screen. The layout manager has a simple interface which allows plugins, so we can have a simple grid layout, flex layout, and then we can have more specific plugins. So one that displays the product layouts, and then we have a Jira Kanban style layout, all that can be developed separately, can be bundled up with the layout manager or kept separate. And then we have the actual view renderer component, which does very little. It just takes the inputs from the left hand side and renders them on the screen. Here we have the code from the random layout screen. So this is the layout container. So here we have the component that contains all the items So here we can see we've assigned it a layout manager, we've assigned it a layout provider and the layout settings. And then we have a loop for all the items in the data provider. And then we provide our specific implementation of what to display. So here we just has a simple div component that just displays a rectangle to represent the random sized panel. So the code behind the template, we have the layout settings. So again, that's for the margin, padding, alignment and justification. We have a data provider. So that here is a generic, and we've given it, we're going to create a list that consists of random shape models. And then we have the layout manager. So here we've created a factory that is just a simple enum that asks for the specific type of layout manager. At the bottom here, create shapes. So we can see that we've asked to create random shapes, 20 of them, all equal size. And the layout data provider. So we're going to remove all in case there was anything there. Add the new collection of shapes. We're going to tell it that there's nothing to sort on. And then we're going to invalidate. So that's going to ask the layout manager to render afresh. Here we have a view watcher that looks for the layout manager selected by the user. If that changes, then we're going to ask the factory for the new layout manager. Store that and assign it to the layout component here, and that will automatically relay out the shapes and it will animate those changes. Thanks for watching this showcase video. I'll be doing some more soon. I will also be doing some coding behind the scenes videos, starting with the front end, moving more to the back end, Docker, APIs, controllers, all that good stuff. But thank you again for watching.